I agree that we as a human has a choice. It's inevitable the AGI will impact on our humanity and the way we lived our life completely different than ever before. We need to put the effort now to shape our future to the right direction. AGI will become another species. I don't see that as a tool. It will be regarded as a living creature. I hope there is a world that we can coexist in this planet. The AI can help the humanity, which is we receive the abundance of love and are free from the labor, but use that opportunity, time, and resources. Finally, we can step off from this treadmill and have a moment, truly breathe in, smell the nature and understand who I am, and fully invest our time. Where am I going and what I can do today in this planet with others? That's the path I'm thinking and hopeful for.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Love Conquers Fear podcast. I'm still here in New York City. Huge shout out to Asher and the Theorist team. They have an amazing podcast studio. I love being in here. This environment really manifests love and connection, and it's amazing seeing who comes through here. And I had such a good time recording Jonathan Greenblatt, also a Henry Crown Fellow, CEO of ADL, in the last episode. If you didn't catch that, make sure to. And I am so honored to have another Henry Crown Fellow on, leading one of the most important companies in the world and based here in New York City. And he is truly a brother to me. And this is such a joy. We've been planning this, and wow, we're here. So Saeju, yeah, it's good to be here with you, brother. Yeah.
I feel the same way. I'm honored.
Yeah, I'm truly honored. So your background is really, really incredible. And I'd like to start there because I would like people to understand, your roots growing up in South Korea, and how you got to this point of leading a unicorn in New York City, but also why this is your soul calling. Like, why is this your soul song? So maybe we just start there. You want to start with the young Saeju and build up?
Absolutely. It's a wow moment that I'm having a conversation with you, and you're asking a very important question about what happened to my life, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also, while you had a question, that gave me a lot of the dance of the past memories that I have gone in the last 21 years in New York City.
Yeah.
So thanks for having a very thoughtful question.
Well, I just want to preface this with, whenever I see you, and I felt this way from the first time we met, I've always explained to people behind your back, I've always said, Saeju is the embodiment of love.
Thank you very much.
And I was telling John, our mutual friend, that, and he's like, that was like he was the first time I met him in South Korea. He said, I can't even believe he's real. And so you really are and my body lights up when I tell you that, you really are the embodiment of love. And you represent not just, Koreans well, but all of humanity well. So I just really love you, brother. I want to start out with that.
I love you too, and I admire you tremendously. I want you to know that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So my story starts from South Korea. Yeosu is south part of South Korea, suburb area, known for fishing town and beautiful, the scenery there. I only remember the great, beautiful memories of teenagers and when I was young. My father and my uncle and my aunt all work for same hospital because they are medical doctors and pharmacists. So my grandfather had a strong vision. After Korean War, Korea was more than 70% of Korea was burnt down because of the Korean War in 1950 to 53. My grandfather had a lot of empathy to community. He was well-known fishing business entrepreneur, and he utilized his fortune to raise his children to become a doctor and pharmacist. And that's how my father's generation built the general hospital, and that became our family legacy and our pride. So I remember until I went to the college, all my memories was like my father was working extremely hard with uncle, and our Jeong family that take the pride of serving for the public health was the part of my life, and I was pretty determined to become a doctor, as that is a family culture, and my father hoped me to become a doctor so we can both practice together. So lots of love I received from my parent and my grandparent. I remember that. I think it's important. We'll talk about that later, but that love that I thought is very ordinary and kind of like it is natural, like an oxygen, but I felt like I did not know how important it is and how rare, it could be rare, the receiving that like full, abundant of love built my foundation of who I am. Now I can speak back. So yes, I am very lucky that I had a very great parent and grandparent. And second, I grew up from Yosu, which is very beautiful, like small town. But, I received a ton of love from Mother Nature, from the ocean and the mountain. That's very important. So again, I was pretty determined to go to medical college, become a doctor, but it didn't happen. I didn't go to medical college, and I followed the interest that I had. Still, I have a lot of interest in the physics and math and computer science. So that area I followed, and I entered engineering school, and that was the beginning of like departing from predetermined, the family, the destiny versus I want to live my life. I want to create what I like and what I'm supposed to do with my fate, my DNA. I call that is predetermined from not this world, but from spiritually, but now I can decode that. But when I was 18, 19, I just followed the path. But I think I had unconscious level, like a message from like, you sure you want to become a doctor? All that, I don't know. So I followed what I liked, age 18, and I started my first business at age 19. And that was great choice. I think that was one of the best moments of my life decision, because I followed my passion, which is I like to create something new from none, which we call that is probably necessary merit to become an entrepreneur. I like to build. I like to build a better service. I like to scale, which is all the merit to become a good entrepreneur. So I had a little taste of becoming an entrepreneur.
Yeah, that was at age 19.
Age 19. Yeah. So I founded music record label and distribution channel that I listen to heavy metal music. Still, I only listen to heavy metal music. I'm kind of well known like heavy metal music listener, and I don't know, you may have a heavy metal listening like buddy around you, but there's a commonality that if they listen to heavy metal, they listen to heavy metal.
Right. Yeah. No, I've got lots of friends growing up who were super into Metallica and many other bands. Yeah.
That's who I am. Yeah. So I did that. So I created a community, and I did a business and built a business, and it was quite successful. So I had a little taste of, this is a kind of like entrepreneurship and becoming a founder alive. And I loved it. So at school, the school couldn't, I couldn't pay attention to school because it was kind of like at my work, I felt like I was moving at like the right speed of the action and execution and vision of the vision that I can execute and build something. But at school, I felt like I'm dying.
It's slow. Yeah.
Slow.
Yeah. I felt the same way at school.
And also like I went to pretty good school, but my classmate and also my alumni, what they do after finishing their 4 years of the studying, it did not inspire me. I wanted to continue to do that because I wanted to, again, like pursue for happiness, but I wanted to provide all my talents and resources to build something new.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very hard to understand why, but I think that's kind of like, that's the way me as a human that I'm like manufactured. Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like from the,
sure.
like
that you're meant to be.
meant
Yes.
to be.
Yeah.
Like it's very hard to explain it.
Yeah.
Like it's a,
I know I was meant to be an entrepreneur. Yeah.
There's a ton of true joy
Mm-hmm.
of thinking something, and when I think something that is gonna be good and that it becomes a vision, and the vision can guide me how to build it. So
Yeah.
once I have a vision, then I cannot stop.
Mm-hmm.
Not only myself, but around me. I convince the others.
Well, and
The talents.
that's absolutely contagious.
Contagious.
Yeah, I mean, small business is the job creation engine, not just of America, but the world.
Absolutely.
That someone being audacious enough to make a dream come true, and some people say crazy enough to then say, I'm going to do this and we're not going to fail. And, because it is intimidating. We had this beautiful dinner last night hosted by Alexa von Tobel. And one of the points I made at that dinner, which you were pointing out to me off camera, is I made this point that, fear is this contractor and love is this opener.
Absolutely.
And creating a business is an act of love. But when I wrote my book, The Entrepreneur's Essentials, chapter 2 is called The Paralyzing Fear of Starting Out. And I've started 6 companies, and every time it has been scary at the beginning, every time. But the more you lean into love, the more you call another customer, the more you talk to one of your best employees, the more you talk with, an investor that really supports you and believes in you, the more you overcome that, and eventually the business becomes the embodiment of love, and that then creates the opening for everybody to be authentic and really go for it.
I love the way you explain out of your experience, because I cannot agree more.
Well, thank you.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Lean in with the love.
Yeah.
And remind oneself with a mission, vision, and the why we are doing it. That often give us a clue to figure during the difficult time, especially in the beginning of the business, because everything is just so hard to understand where to start and how to navigate, because everything is unknown yet.
Right.
But I have a repeating experience that I know that figuring that out is a true joy.
Yeah.
It's interesting, right? So putting the effort to build is actually the happiness moment.
Yes.
Not just delivering, because by the time you delivered, you are thinking next.
Yes.
So it's kind of like it's infinite anyway.
Yeah.
There's no
the
finish
journey,
line. It's not like a movie.
Yes. The journey is the reward. And I also have a chapter in the Entrepreneur's Essentials on that the journey is the reward. And that, money is just energy. So it's nice when it's financially successful, because you can use that energy for good things. And we'll talk about some of the ways you've used that energy with founding KOOM and other amazing initiatives you're into. But, it's incredible when the two line up, but I can tell you for sure that I am a founder because that's what I'm meant to do. And I know that that's what you're meant to do. And I know that that's the main thing. Like some people will assume someone's a founder to make a lot of money. That can't be the drive. The drive has to be, no, I want to put this change in the world.
Correct.
And that if the money follows, great.
Correct.
But that's not the reason you do it.
The reason why this podcast is very beautiful to me, and also it's a gift to me, because now I have a little more understanding about what is about entrepreneurship, and I can interpret my own life when I was 20s. So that's why I said thank you for your important question, that how did I start my business?
Yeah.
Because if you had this question 10 years ago, I would say differently. I mean, the fact base is the same, but I would feel differently because the amount of the insight and learning has been changed, and I'm evolving. So I'm actually interpreting my own story differently now. So I want to say thank you one more time. And
you bet. Well,
let me
you.
resume the conversation. Thank you. So I had a taste of being an entrepreneur. It was incredible. And by accidentally that I figured that I like to start business. And also, like, again, it was not like I had a lot of preparation. It was not like I was kind of thoughtfully approach. But I think that was my instinctly that I knew that I need to start the business. Matter of fact, the way I started my first business was out of like frustration. That I was client and consumer of heavy metal music in South Korea, and as you can imagine, it's not a popular music, popular genre, and also it was right before streaming service, MP3 format, so everything was like a CD, so physical goods to consume the music. So everything was literally importing goods because heavy metal music is not from Korea, it's often from Europe and America. And the experience was quite limited, which I understood it because that was the norm. But I felt like, and why I'm not receiving a good experience. And out of frustration, I found a company. So now I understand more about how to start a company and how scary it is to start a company, all that. But by the time, I didn't count about such as TAM or seed money, who to hire, no plan at all. But I started it.
Yeah.
And I registered a company. I still remember I registered a company by visiting the mayor's office. I registered, and this the public the service officer said like, "Wow, you're quite young to start business."
Right.
And he goes like, but he gave me a big smile, and he said, "Congratulations on your start of your own business, Saeju Jeong."
Very cool.
And it was very cool. He didn't look down to me. He was kind of like, he was encouraging me to achieve a success, new beginning of my chapter. And then I started to talk to my friends who has talent to help me to get there. So I asked for my friends who can build a website, who can do design, who can translate English to Korean, all that. I asked for help here and there, and then I put together, and it became a service and business. But while I was doing that, it was like a ton of pure joy.
Yeah.
It was more fun than having hanging out with the friends or usual like college students go out and hang out and drink something, but it was like not even comparable.
Right. Yeah.
I was working every night until like midnight or 1 or 2 a.m. without thinking about it was working. It was just a pure fun.
You were in a state of flow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I did that. While I was doing it, I felt like my inner self-esteem, probably first time in my life, was like growing up, like my identity, who I am, and the understanding about like I can do something, right? The confidence, I would say, confidence has been like organically building up, which is very good, right?
Right.
And then I got a call from my mom one day, and I knew something was wrong. You just know.
Right.
You just know.
Yeah, you can feel it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, my mom's voice was kind of like, she was shivering, and she was like, "We want you to be back to home now." And I go, "Mom," and then I knew exactly somehow. It's like, "Mom, it's not about our dad's health, right?" My father was known as a very healthy man, very sporty, super energetic, charismatic, the leader and medical doctor. So I never thought about his health. He barely even caught a cold, but I somehow just had a sense like when my mom called me, and I was like, and my mom like cried, and that's not a good response, right? So I went down to Yosu, trained down to visit my parent, And they told me that my father, we discovered the cancer, late stage 4, probably 8 months left to 1 year. And that was kind of like very difficult. The very difficult news. Still today, I feel like it was so surreal message and news to us. I still have, I think, a little like trauma. That entire dialogue.
Yeah.
The air, everything. Do you understand? Like
how old were you?
I was about 20.
Yeah.
Turning 20, and that was kind of like, like the stillness of awkwardness. And father's talking to me about that. And I kind of like deny that it's not us.
Yeah.
It's someone else's story, but, I pinch myself and it is real. And I check again. I go to bed with, this must be dream. And see again tomorrow morning, and it's the same. And then, then it's incredible that was the death sentence to our family, because as I mentioned, that I grew up with a lot of love. So every day, now I'm a father now, and I have 2 boys. So I understand how much my father and my mom put the effort to raise the children with the love. But by the time I was receiving the love from parents, so I didn't have that story in my scenarios. Do you see what I'm saying? So it was kind of like such a big news, not a good news.
We have news. These come along. I don't know if you know this about me, but I lost my dad young. But it was very, very fast. Like I got a call at 3:30 in the morning, and he had died from a single heart attack. And I went over to their house, and it was just, I just couldn't believe it. I will say that he always said that's the way he wanted to go, like in his sleep, but he died at age 63. And it was a very weird feeling to be young and not have a father anymore. Although I will tell you that I have communion with him in very meditative states. I definitely have his voice and guidance still. But you and I have this in common.
Absolutely. I'm sorry for hearing that. So I think that experience, so because of that, I had to adapt the new life that I had to adapt to prepare for his departure.
Yeah.
And it's eternal. It will change permanently of our family structure. And I will not be able to speak with my father. I remember that was very difficult. There's no word can describe still today. It's selfish speaking. It's more than sad, but also a ton of fear. Because I was still like pretty immature.
Right.
And I just kicked off my own business, and I was doing well. So I was earning the respect from my father. That kind of approval, I would say, like that it's okay to not become a doctor. The family like pressure and our predetermined the path of the business and the professional that I didn't follow. So I became a black sheep in Jeong family.
Right.
So it took 20 years, by the way, to remove that. I don't know. It just took 20 years for me, by the way, to remove that, the burden, if I may say. But so it was a tiny bit of like I was able to build my own confidence and showing the progress. So I was very proud of myself. My relationship with my father and my mom always special and very good. And because we had 8 months left, but God gave us a little more, so he stayed more than a year, but he left eventually. But my father, as a doctor, he knew what's gonna happen to him. And unfortunately, it was lung cancer. So the later part that he couldn't speak well, so he knew that. So he wanted to have a conversation with him as much as he could about the life, including his life and also my life and upcoming my life right after him. And I think that's kind of like a human nature. God forbid, I hope that doesn't happen to my life, but if that happened to me, I think I will do the same. Like, and I will share. I want to sit down with my boys and speak about my life. That way, it's important that, I think it was important to him that I was listening. His life. And he commented here and there, and he left some questions to me. And that was the best advice. Rather, he guided me, says you do this and that. He actually left a lot of important questions. That questions led me to think deeper, such as the definition of success and happiness. He questioned himself, and he actually shared his thought. He questioned me. He was very happy that I started my own business, but he asked, so what's the vision of your business, Saeju? You like heavy metal music, that's great. And you make money out of that heavy metal music that I have knowledge and passion, that's great. But then what?
Right.
And why? So kind of like having those conversations helped me to go deeper level. And I felt like I got naked almost, the feeling of like in front of my father, who is my father, who I ultimately love, and he's getting weaker every day. And he's asking the question full of love and a curiosity. And I cannot answer. I didn't have a satisfying answer, I'll just say. So I did not like it. But that question was such a good question. And even after he passed away, several questions stayed in my mind for long years, such as, what is the occupation? What is the business? And what is a good business? What is a good business? What is money? And why making money is important? And how to spend money? He questioned. And he also mentioned about community. And I of course I respond to him, yeah, community is important. And he goes like, why? And I explain, because it's community, kind of like, it's nice to be a kind person. No, go deeper. Why? And how will you do? And why? And he had a very simple comment and questions, and that left a lot. And then I wanna share the last question and reflection of his life. He said, he just monologue. He said, hey, Saeju, it's very interesting that people think of me as a leader of healthcare, and I became very renowned doctor, became a well-known person because we had the largest hospital group in our province. But he felt like he didn't feel good about that comment, because as he became a known doctor, he met more and more sick patients. And he warned the patient that they have to change their lifestyle and do better so they can prevent or manage their chronic conditions. But often patients got worse, and they return and they see my father for operation, which is much invasive way to treat, but often it's not a cure. It's a sick care management. So my father commented himself, like, I became sick care professional. In the society, the way the society also incentivizes his effort is, I treat sick people, then I get paid more. But I tell people how to get healthy and prevent the illness, then I don't get paid. And the system is not encouraging me to do that because I'm busy to deal with all the sick people.
Right.
So that was a big question he had as healthcare professional. And he had a monologue. It's interesting that people think I'm healthcare leader, but I'm a sick care leader. That's first comment, and made me like a big question. Second, he said, look at me, Saeju. I studied hard. I put the best effort every year to update my practice by attending conferences and look after latest literature to apply new practice to patient. And all this knowledge over 20, nearly 30 years of like old experience will be like vanished as I die.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot give it to someone else. All the knowledge and experience, and that hurt, he said, because my experience and knowledge can save lives and help people, but I cannot transfer.
Right.
And then he left a big question. That's why probably entrepreneur, I respect them, and sometimes I hope I should have done that path, rather be a doctor, because a doctor is not scalable.
Right.
But entrepreneur like you, like entrepreneur can build a platform.
Mm-hmm.
And this is exactly why he said, working against the clock. Because once the entrepreneur can create a platform, the platform itself is alive.
Right.
And it's scalable.
Yep.
And the knowledge can be captured. And he wished that I can be inspired. And I think I was inspired by that because I witnessed how much knowledge has been compiled under my Dr. Jeong, my father, and ended. And it's gone. So those two big topics left a big question. And there's a lot of beautiful story here and there, but those are the main question left in my heart. And he passed away.
He was such a philosopher.
Oh, he is.
And he giving you the biggest questions that would shape your life.
Absolutely, brother.
And these are very, very probing, difficult questions to answer, and undoubtedly that led to Noom.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that led me to come to the United States.
Yeah.
So what happened was, after that experience and those very important but hard to answer those questions inspired me quite a lot. And I was serving for the army in Korean army as a military service. And as soon as I finished that and dismissed, I dropped out college and I came to the United States in 4 days after I was dismissed from the army to the United States, to New York City. And why New York City? Because I literally wanted to reset my life. Why did I want to reset my life? Because there's a lot of things that cluttered, and I already lost my interest at school. B, I knew that I will not pursue the career that most of the students they follow after they finish the engineering school. 3, the impact of my father's absence was greater than anything. So I had a clear wish that I just want to reset my life. I want to start from scratch. And 4, out of my conversation with my dad, I learned that my father and my mom, they were giving a chance many times that I can discover my own talent, the gift that I have. In other words, that something I'm good at and talent, it's embodied within my DNA. Again, in other words, maybe in this time, as this shape or form, as the way as a human being manufactured, I am certain I have something good. And I believe every single human has that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I want to discover it my will. So before I came to the United States, a lot of my parents' effort to discover what I'm good at. For instance, they sent me to like play a violin or sports, or like reading a lot of physics, something like to discover, and also basic education, but also discover what I'm good at, right? I want to give that chance to myself by at my will. Make sense to you? So that's why I chose New York City.
Yeah.
Why? It's completely opposite of Seoul. It's the farthest city from South Korea, either Boston or New York City. Second, internationally friendly. So I thought I can settle well. That's how I came to New York City in 2005, January 22nd, and I arrived. And then my new chapter has begun that I didn't speak English almost at all. I'm not exaggerating. My English was extremely poor. And also I did not know any human in the United States.
Wow.
Like, yes, I had an uncle, but uncle lives in Tennessee. So in New York City, I had to build something completely new. And but matter of fact that I was very happy with that condition.
Yeah.
I want that condition that I would start from scratch, no help, but I want to build and I want to prove myself to myself, not to others.
All right.
So that's how I came in 2005. And oh my God, I had a lot of like difficult time, but necessary time to build how to learn English and build a relationship with the random people, human. Had several different, I had like at some point 3 different jobs to pay the bill.
Right.
All that. So over 3 years, I learned survival English and also rebuild the relationship with any human around me. And 3, I was looking for what I can do, what I should do. I knew that I will start the business, but what area and why? It took 3 years, and I figured it has to be healthcare because I have a lot of empathy and love.
Right.
Starting from the family and friends and community, wanting to apply science and technology. Science because it has to be true, and technology to make it affordable. So science and technology. And because I was immigrant, that helped me to start company Noom. Why? Because as immigrant, a lot of things that I don't understand in America as an adult. For instance, a lot of Americans are sick from my eyes. And I know by stats, most of Americans are sick. Americans are not healthy. And that's kind of like shocking.
Yep.
Why? When I came to the United States, I had a hope. Like, oh, America, the most powerful country in the world and most educated country in the world and most resource, like abundant country in the world, but people are sick.
Right.
That's kind of like
it was surprising.
surprising.
Yeah.
Number 2, and the cost, healthcare cost is incredibly expensive than South Korea. And 3, the waiting time is like not even possible to compare. Why? People are sick and they don't receive a good healthcare services. So that led me to start the company Noom because I had a belief. I believe that science and technology can provide a much better service than it was.
Right.
So that became the mission.
And you started with a co-founder?
Yes.
Yeah. And tell me about them.
So I met a lot of friends because I had to build a new friendship. So I went to many meetings, random meetings. There's a lot of open house here and there. And it's a serendipity. I met my co-founder, Artem Petakov, who just got a job at Google. He just graduated from Princeton University, computer science major, and he got a job at Google. And we became a friend very quickly because we met a bunch of other Princeton University the classmates. They were all like got a pretty strong the job, like Bloomberg, like Morgan Stanley, like I remember that, McKinsey and Google, like all great companies except me. But I didn't mind. By the time my confidence level has been recovered, so I kind of like meeting them. I like Artem particularly because, by the way, they were all dorky, all nerdy and dorky, which is fine. I actually like that a lot. And Artem was paying attention to listen, while the rest of the folks were just busy to talk. But he was listening, so I like that. And second, that I like his dorky, the character that he is so focused. He doesn't care the rest of the things.
Right.
I like that because I can take care of that.
All right.
And I appreciate that. So we became a very good friend. And I share the vision that we can apply science and technology to make the impact and change the way healthcare has been working in America. And that has been well perceived by him. And then we started a company after we met in 2 years. And that became the beginning of the Noom.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
And Noom at this point, I mean, you've created with an amazing team one of the most important companies in this space, and one of the really crown jewels of New York City, which is the immigrant success story dream come true, which in this country, we're all immigrants unless we were American natives, which is about 1.5 million of our population. And, this is the embodiment of the American dream, to create something from scratch that makes a positive change in the world. What is the kind of, how do you view Noom's success today, and how would you describe what the scope of Noom is today in terms of the offerings? And I know you also, you're very humble, and it's one of the things I love a lot about you. But you've also won Entrepreneur of the Year. You've won many different awards, and I just I want to honor that too. That your success has been recognized publicly as well as it should be.
I appreciate it. So if I may share my experience, that mission-driven matters, because mission-driven act and the work is invincible. Startup is full of ups and downs, as you are well aware of.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not only just business ups and downs, it's also emotional ups and downs among oneself, and also with a colleague, and also with investors, or sometimes the customers and clients. So there's a lot of unknown matters while the operate business. And for the founders, they don't have a choice. They gave a birth.
That's right.
Of the business. It's not. So once they start as a founder, then that means is like ultimate responsibility to founder.
Right. Yeah.
So I understand it's very harsh, and it can be very difficult to human. I get that. Because of that, I just want to remind myself and the audience is that mission-driven act is, for me, that was the best way I could manage the difficult time. Not only just power through the difficult time, often it gave me the clue how to learn and also guide the company, including how to figure the strategy and business models and services. So that's number one. And number two, the culture matters. Culture is kind of hard to explain, but what the right culture is very similar to family culture.
Right.
When you visit your friend's house, you just know relatively quickly, this family has a pretty good culture. Yeah. It's hard to actually explain why exactly, but you kind of sense that.
You can sense it. When we walked into Alexa Van Tobel's office last night, Inspired Capital, we immediately sensed the familial environment.
Correct. It's real.
As a founder, and I just met her last night, but I know that she's become an instant friend. And, walking in there, I was thinking to myself, wow, if I'm a founder walking in here to raise money from Inspired Capital, immediately I'm going to be open.
Correct.
It's an environment that's going to bring out the best in me, because it feels like you're walking into someone's warm home.
I know her, and I can attest that. So you just met her, but your experience at her office, how you were greeted by a fellow at there, and also the office environment, how she listened to our story, and how she's trying to share her experience and resources to help. It's just so nice.
It's so nice, yeah.
And of course, the culture comes from the top. So it matters. So mission-driven work and also culture that matters. And
it's a competitive advantage for her because as a investor, I'm an investor in 150 startups and 50 VC funds, and when I'm meeting with a founder, I want them to be totally relaxed with me, because I am just there to help them. I am a founder, right? I'm just there to build them up. And I can't tell you the number of meetings I have at our home in Austin where people come in, there's a board member blow up, there's a huge acquisition opportunity, whatever it is, and they will just be honest with me. And walking into Alexa's office last night, I was like, this is a huge advantage because she's going to manifest in them a deep connection so she can truly help them so that they're not in this fancy office where it's, intimidating and meant to make the entrepreneur intimidated. It's a place where they can just be.
I agree. Matter of fact, actually, you are doing the same thing that you mentioned, and you practice that you are giving your love.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
The love open the chest, and love is often the cure and also the key to unlock.
Well, thank you. Well, Love Conquers Fear is my soul song. This is what I'm meant to do in this lifetime. And the way I look at my whole life leading up to this moment is it was a way to get forged in both the love and the fires of entrepreneurship so that I could allow love to conquer my own fear, establish myself as a capitalist, making a positive change in the world, working alongside great teams, creating great cultures, and then be at the metathematic of my life and this inflection point for humanity.
Yes.
And we'll get into AI, et cetera, here. But this is the next 10 to 15 years matter the most. So I'm working backwards from that timeline on what can I do today to impact humanity and be a part of the light. Lots of people are a part of the light, but be a part of the light to make that heart shift that we need to create the future that we could have abundance for everyone on the planet. And so I'm working backwards from that.
I hope I can contribute some.
You are right now.
that
and you are with being a beautiful entrepreneur, creating great company cultures, helping people with healthcare. I mean, you're doing it.
I appreciate you. So the story goes, we figured we had a lot of product that we thought it should work and it did not work. Or the product was good, but it was not well received by many users. So we struggled in the beginning as most of the early stage company experienced, but we became better and better we made a lot of mistakes and errors.
Right.
And eventually we became a known company since 2014 as we apply behavior change and using psychology. That was aha moment. So there was an era that everything was over smartphone. Application, smartphone was rising, 2012, 13, 14, remember that. And we became a known company. Noom became the pioneer of behavior changing approach to own health. And that's the way people manage the weight, and they reverse diabetics, or they can manage chronic conditions, and of course manage the lose weight and keep it off. So, but not just by restrict diet, but by understanding the psychology of relationship with the food and also relationship with social setting. Everything matters. So we guide our users to build a healthy habit on diet, exercise, stress management, sleep. And that was a big success. So 2014, we became loved by users, and that was the moment of product market fit we figured, and company entered in the growth mode, and we entered hyper growth mode in 2018, 19, 20. 2018, Sequoia Capital, which I always wanted to work with them, and they came. Everything was natural. So people ask, how did you get the money from Sequoia Capital, right? And then all that, now retrospective perspective, it was not when we needed their money, they didn't pay attention to us. But when we really head down and build a product and really entire organization, oh my God, Brad, from including even intern. We had to even have a chef to feed us, not to fancy chef, but because we work so hard, breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm telling you.
Right. I believe it.
So from the intern, thank you, brother. So intern to me, CEO, every single person was head down and aligned. And we share our the metrics every Friday. We had a moment. All hands gathering every Friday. It was very sacred. And I finished the meeting with gratitude, the weekly progress, milestone, gratitude, and finished the week. how nice is that? And I never missed any single Friday session since 2012 till like I stepped down in 2022. So that was fantastic.
You're executive chairman today.
Now I'm executive chair, but so the journey was beautiful. More than around 10 years of like a non-stop grinding, yes, absolute grinding work, working hours, countless. But do I regret it? Not at all. Was it beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. Perfect. The comrade, the spirit, the well-deserved success, growth of the company. Can you believe that our company over almost 6 years in a row straight, we did not miss any forecast. We actually exceed every year the forecast. So it became very, I know this sounds very snobby, but that's not my intention.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
The investment became very like a natural conversation.
Right.
Sequoia Capital came to us and said, we've been following you for 2 years.
Right.
And all the numbers indicating you're the best in the market. Let's work together.
Right.
Straightforward.
Yeah.
Very simple. And we also honor their brand, their work with the founders and incredible portfolios. So we said yes. And then we entered the hypergrowth mode. They helped us a lot to grow the company. They gave us a lot of insight. So that's the way, the beauty of the Silicon Valley. And we've been always in New York City. So Noom and Silicon Valley, one of the pinnacle venture capital, Sequoia Capital, we put together and we even grew faster and greater and became like unicorn less than 2 years afterward, and became like the largest consumer PF chaining platform company still today.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, you deserve all that success and more. And it's very clear to me that Noom was rooted in an act of love that your father gave you before he crossed over. I'll say that, instead passed away, because his soul is still very much here. I actually feel the presence of him, the presence of my dad. My dad, when he passed away from a heart attack, I was always trying to convince him to lose weight. And he passed away due to diet. So I can feel him here right now saying, of course, here you are with episode 50 of this podcast, and you're talking about something that could have saved his life. And I'm sure that Noom is saving people's lives. And, that Friday meeting that you had, manifesting that love in your team, I did the same thing at Bizarre Voice, did the same thing at Data.World, did the same thing at Core Metrics before both of those. And that was what I was trying to do. I made a decision early on as a young entrepreneur that I was going to lead with love versus lead with fear. Both are approaches that entrepreneurs can try on. But leading with love, it's very hard to go wrong. It's the highest vibratory force in the universe. It's in alignment with the universe. And it brings out the best in not just everybody around you, but in yourself too. It brings out your soul into the business, and it just creates that beautiful energetic field, like we were talking about, that you can feel.
We can feel now.
You can feel it now. So this AI moment, I'd love to talk about this moment. This is a moment where you and I are here. We're going to live through this age where there's such an exponential curve right now that the ability for humanity, for us, all of us, to create abundance that we can't even imagine today has never been more apparent.
I agree.
AlphaFold, you're rooted in healthcare, decodes the protein folding problem, is going to create a future of medicines we can't imagine today that solve all types of diseases. that we've had for forever. And we're here in this moment where there's all this dystopian as well about AI.
I understand.
This, and part of that has been grafted in us because of the human collective psyche of movies like The Terminator, The Matrix.
Such a well-made movie for sure, for entertainment.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But it's grafted into our psyche. It being, I'm Jewish. In Judaism, there's the story of Golem in Prague, which was an animated being. This is many hundreds of years old fable, and then destroyed the synagogue, and kind of got out of control. And the rabbi had to turn Golem off, essentially. And so these stories have been around for a long time, and there's a lot of fear of job loss. So there's all these fears, fear. But then there's also this great hope for humanity. And humanity's never prioritized anything in our history with as much money, energy, and time as AI. Not even close, actually. Last year, at least $7 trillion of announcements were made towards the creation of AGI around the world. Gartner just came out with a report this week that says the U.S. will spend, and these include all the companies in the U.S., will spend around $2.4 trillion just this year on AI.
Wow.
So we're in very unprecedented territory, and I think part of that is hope. I think part of that is hope. It's not just fear. The fear part of that would be if China gets AGI before us in the U.S., we're worried, and China is probably thinking the same thing. If the U.S. gets AGI before them, I think it's a completely false fear because the engineers in these AI companies are moving around like crazy. They're very valuable. They're constantly job switching. So the IP is all, the trade secrets are being widely distributed. I think what Max Tegmark wrote in Life 3.0, which that's a book that came out in 2017, that one company creates AGI and then they get to rule over all the rest. I just don't think, I think once one company creates AGI, next week another company is going to come out with it.
I most agree.
And then next week, and then it'll be open source.
Yes.
So we have.
I agree with that point, by the way.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So we have this moment where it's pretty clear to me that humanity within the next few years is going to have AGI at scale, and it'll be open source as well. So that means all of humanity is going to have these superpowers, almost all of humanity, that we can start to imagine today because we're a bit over 3 years since the launch of ChatGPT at this moment. And it's already having these superpowers, whether it's Claude, whether it's Gemini.
Yes.
The efficiency is just off the charts, incredible.
Yes.
And then it's shattering the barrier to creativity too. So I'm just curious how you view this moment and how you view us entering this age of abundance for all, and just how positive or negative are you that we're going to get there?
First of all, I want to say thank you so much for your effort, Brad.
Thank you.
Because as you said very well, and prepped this question, that I agree that we as a human has a choice. It's inevitable that AGI will impact on our humanity and the way we lived our life, completely different than ever before. I think we have a choice. And there are people, leader like you, put the good effort to use this incredible technology toward the right direction to keep and also advance our humanity as we're supposed to have.
Yep.
So I want to say thank you for your effort.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. That means a lot coming from you. And, as you know, my purpose with this is to help tip humanity to have the heart shift that we need to make it together and realize that we're 99.9% the same genetically across this world. And this illusion of separation, whether it's race or religion or country, all of this,
The belief, yeah.
it's going to be forced to, we'll still have these constructs, but it's going to be forced to realize the divinity within us all, and for all of us to realize we cannot play the zero-sum game with tools these powerful. We have to unite as humanity, team humanity, to make it to this new age of abundance for
I agree.
everyone. We have to choose that. We have free will.
I agree. Because of that. And also, we mentioned about it. Yes, there's like very entertaining but very dark from sci-fi movies, dystopia. The AGI may change the future of the humanity. It looks very dark. It's possible path. But I think because of that, we need to put the effort now. As you are, you understand that it's coming. So you are putting effort now to shape our future to the right direction. That's why your effort is admirable. That's why I feel very honored and feel great about having this conversation today. And I have a hope that this is also the way I can contribute back to this beautiful, like the planet and my time, as I receive so much luck and love. This is the little thing that I can do. So I can share and also get inspiration from you. I want to start the words with a love that when I received a ton of love while I was running company Noom as CEO, I did not know how I knew that, but now I know more, I would say. The beautiful mind of the collective, the love. Let me tell you about the episode, and then I will tell you why. Because the Noom was helping users build a healthy habit and tackled very sensitive topic, which is weight. People don't talk about the weight, especially obese and also overweight, and also especially ladies. They don't talk about it because it's very stressful, and they often failed to manage weight before. That's why they came. So it's a very stressful topic, but as we guide our users to build a healthy habit, but how do we do that? By using psychology, that we go root problem of the habit, and often it's very personal. It's often very psychologically, like there's a lot of unfinished the trauma, the trauma management or like impact over their life. So we want to gently approach and cure that. And that way they can learn the healthy habit little by little and become that healthy habit became their norm. Then they automatically lose weight. Make sense to you?
Yep.
So because of that journey is so personal and so deep, I received so many countless letters by hands or also email from users because we touched millions of lives. So we even have a separate, like dedicated channel that our lifestyle coach receives so many letters and thank note and gratitude message. So we had a dedicated channel that we share the story of our what we call Noomer, their story. And every day, easily 200 to 500 letters every single day.
You know what we called that at Bazaar Boys? Customer oxygen.
Oh.
You're breathing in the beautiful love
real
shared
story.
from
Correct.
customers. Yeah.
So I cannot tell you how many times I went to that dedicated channel and read one by one. And it takes like sometimes 1 hour every day.
Wow.
So many. And many times I cried. And we also had a very interesting episode I want to share that we were making our TV commercial and we were so startup, so we did not know we cannot hire just actor. We have to use our real user if you want to say they're our user. So we already had like site was a book, like everything was booked, and you know how it can be very expensive to hire the location and the production company. So we couldn't cancel it. It was the last minute. We had to secure our user, right? So we sent out just like an email to our users that would you like to be on TV with your story? And with the hope that, oh, can you get some right people? And we just sent email at night. And then the next morning at like 8 o'clock, I got a call from my COO. Like, we have so many, we cannot even review these applications.
Beautiful.
Isn't that? And what we asked was, using your smartphone, take a selfie video for like 1 minute of your story, less than 3 minute video, send some in your story. And most of the story were so touching. And it was an interview, but I forgot that I'm interviewing like who can be our model. Matter of fact, some story was so touching my heart. So actually, I had a meeting with my the business partner, and I just played it, and then they were like very big, like Fortune 100 CEOs of group, and then we were, and there were 5 executives, and they all cried.
Wow.
True story. They just cried in 3 minutes.
Wow.
Wow.
That is amazing.
That makes human great. I just want to point out.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm sharing this because the amount of love that I receive from the users and also our lifestyle coach, that they are the people that they want to apply their, dietitian background and psychology background, want to help people. They are there using technology to get in contact with the users who struggle, but they are like there to help them to build a healthy habit and motivate them. Beautiful minded people.
Wow.
So
I can just imagine if anybody at Noom is having a bad day ever, they just go to this channel.
Correct.
And just immediately
100%,
fill back up.
100%.
Yeah.
So I just want to, I want to, if you don't mind, borrow this opportunity to say thank you to all the users who struggled with the weight, but they came to our platform to learn, and then they realize now about the weight. It's about how to build a healthy habit, and it's okay to learn from where they are. I want to say thank for their effort, and also I want to say thank to our lifestyle coach at Noom. I felt bad as I hired more than thousands. It became like a few thousand people, so it became like impossible to remember all the name. So I felt bad, but I want them to know that I'm forever thankful of their service and help, and they have a beautiful mind. I really wish there's a way I can express better and my message can be delivered to them who work so hard to help lives. And lastly, this is actually the message that so in 2020, I think 3, I stepped down and I became an executive chair from CEO position, and that was one of the best decisions I've ever made after serving as CEO for 17 years. My message to my company was, I just want to remind myself and to you that we've been helping a lot of strangers that we'll never ever meet, that we don't know who they are, but we have helped. And I take a lot of pride. And I just wanted to remind our people that they put their gifted talent to build a service to saving lives and help them out. That's purely beautiful.
Yeah.
I just want to mention that. And how can I, it's very, I like sometimes when I walk in Manhattan, because we are quite well-known brand, that our brand recognition is kind of like 45% to 50% of America know our brand. We are a household brand now. So if I may just shout out at the Penn Station, hey, do you know Noom? I think probably 4 or 5 people out of 10 will say, oh yeah, I heard about it, right? Do I feel good about it? Absolutely yes. But did we impact on your life by using Noom service? And I think some people may say yes. That gave me a lot of like joy and also gratitude. At the same time, like it's hard to explain the love connection with the strangers.
Yeah.
So I want to say that, and now answer a long way to answer your question, but
yeah, I love that you shared that though, because this is capitalism at its best. This is conscious capitalism, which a movement I've been involved in for a long time with John Mackey and other dear friends. And it is capitalism at its best, and it really shows that you can be an artist with capitalism, and you can create a ripple effect through society that's rooted deeply in love. And a lot of the best companies have done that. You know, they've started with that spark of an act of deep, deep love. And I think that it's an important point to make, because there are people that they don't know this about capitalism. They think, oh, well, they started the company just to get rich. That's the immediate thing that some people assume. It's way deeper than that.
I agree.
Especially when it becomes a durable business like Noom. That divine spark that the business had of being very intentional about the soul of the company. This is a very special week for me. You don't know this, I don't think. But, you know, on this week is the 14th anniversary of the Bazaar Voice IPO. When we took the company public, which was an entrepreneurial dream come true. And, you know, we're rated the number one place to work in Austin when we're large, then also when we're medium, when we're small. And the number one reason I can say why that was the case is because we were constantly focused on manifesting love within ourselves and within our customers.
Absolutely.
And also within the people that touch the businesses, because, you know, Bazaar Voice it's a very successful company today, but it's embedded in almost all the e-commerce sites in the world, where it's their customer reviews and people sharing their passion about the products they're buying, or, you know, telling people to avoid those products, being very honest about them so people can make the right decisions. And, you know, there were so many examples of it manifesting love. And so anyways, it's a special week for me to be having this conversation with you.
It's a special moment for me as well. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We tech company that I also have, everyone has interest about learning about AI, but because it's my occupation that understand how we can apply the latest technology to, again, deliver our company mission, all that. So I have my point of view. And because, again, what I did through Noom was helping people who has a lot of trauma or stigmatized experience about relate to look or weight, or most of our users express they also have some chronic condition, which meaning their health has been compromised a little bit. So they have the fear of losing health, right, further.
Yeah.
So because of that experience, the way I see the near upcoming AGI world era, that once the AI, personally, I believe now 2026, I believe, it's not I believe, I forecast that within at least 5 years, I think a true AGI will arrive. And once it arrives, then it will be very difficult to even measure the level of like how quickly the explosive growth of intelligence of AGI oneself and also among the other players. I much agree with your viewpoint that will that AGI occupy only one company? I don't think that way. Once the AGI launched, then their competitor will also catch up very quickly because of the benefit of AGI of others. And AI will communicate among themselves without excluding human, even if we will do our best to control. I don't think it's possible. I think we can provide some guideline, but it will be very difficult to control the AI because that's a true AI. The true AI means it's superior intelligence that human cannot possibly understand what that is. I think we will fortunately or unfortunately experience that quite soon. And when that time happen, meaning like the AGI will enter in the AGI looping system that the explosive growth of intelligence.
It's also called recursive improvement.
Correct.
Yep.
Unstoppable. And it will not be just hockey stick. It will be just like different dimension of like next
logarithmic.
Correct.
Yeah, very exponential.
Absolutely. Then what should we do? The human physical body will not evolve that fast. But there are things that what make human great and beautiful, such as love, empathy, consciousness, creating something new. Those are areas that I've been paying attention quite a lot, because what I have experienced from Noom, that when the user finally understand what was the root cause of the problem, often they harm themselves or they had a wrong perception about the food or oneself or relationship-wise. It's all psychological matter at the same time. It's very deep inner space, such as spiritual area and relationship matters. Once they figure that, and once they reestablish the relationship oneself with the food, with the spouse, or with the co-workers, they got better. And then they even lose weight. Why is that? Because they finally figure the noise in their life, right? Noise. What led and caused the noise in their life? Once they figure that, then they can truly become a owner and leader of their life. And that will put them in the center and live the life full with the maximum opportunity of untap the potential of talent.
Right.
Remember my story that I came to the United States, that I purposely chose New York City because I want to reset and start from scratch. So that's all my experience, and it's an incredible journey that I'm very fortunate that I want our users also have the opportunity that they can discover the talent, their own, and utilize it and become better and enjoy and live the life full. How nice is that? And what makes human great is, again, the love, the feeling of love, feeling of empathy, and giving away, helping others, community. This all come down to like conscious level of what make human great, unique, and also continue to be a human, while we will not be able to even clearly measure the explosive growth of AI era. I predict that we'll figure how we can coexist.
Yep.
AGI will become another species. I don't see that as a tool. I see that as it will be regarded as a living creature. And we will relatively quickly, in our choice, or we have to accept it, I hope there is a world that we can coexist in this planet and in this cosmos universe, and we can receive the best version of the AI can help the humanity, which is we receive the abundance of love and are free from the labor, but use that opportunity, time, and resources for make human greater, such as, again, build something new and share the love, have a full empathy to others, and be mindful about consciousness, where we came from, where we are going.
Right.
Think about it. Finally, we may have more time to think about it. We call that meditate.
Right.
But again, we can step off from this treadmill and have a moment and truly breathe in, smell the nature, Mother Nature, and understand who I am, what built who I am as a human, and fully invest our time. Where am I going, and what I can do today in this planet with others.
Yep.
That's the path I'm thinking and hopeful for.
Yeah.
That AGI will set us free and liberate us.
Yeah. I very much believe in that path. I think that abundance for everyone on the planet is inevitable if we make a heart shift and choose that future, because we're in an age where the takeoff is so exponential that our ability to imagine a future of unlimited energy, for example, 18 seconds of the sun's rays, if we just had the material science breakthrough to capture that, powers the world for around a year. Just 18 seconds. I mean,
Incredible.
we have a sun that is going to last at least another billion years.
Yes.
And it is God put it there as the bright nuclear fusion reactor in the sky, and just like
Gave us the power already.
plug in,
We need to capture it.
Right. And there's a lot of hope on that front. You already see it with solar energy starts, with
Yes.
the massively declining price of solar. Being able to create a world like that is going to unlock so much potential. You can desalinate everywhere. You can bring abundance to countries like Chad, where their GDP is $660 a person, country in Africa, versus in America, we're at around $86,000 a person. We have abundance that people can't imagine in many parts of the world in this country. And we have to choose that future. And the way I see it is we're in a period that, and this actually came to me in a deep meditative journey, where we're in this period where God is forcing us to make that choice, and the technology is manifesting, and we're manifesting it, right? We have the free will to force us to make that fateful choice. And that's what's upon us. I mean, and the stakes are really high, for all of humanity, for us to make this choice. And you've really touched on this, so I want to go into this. You and I have had deep discussions outside of this on what do we think the nature of this reality is. And the reason this matters is, what is the nature of what makes us most human is really, really important in terms of this time. There's already 9 nonprofits set up that are set up to give AI the same rights as human beings, because quite a few people are already claiming it's conscious. And I think that there's a great episode of Love Conquers Fear, episode 12, where I really dove, or maybe it was 11, I dove deep on this with Anil on why the current constructs of digital computers won't allow AI to become conscious. If we are able to do that in the future, it's going to be through quantum computing. There's a whole, I actually went really deep on that with Eben Alexander on episode 46, who authored Proof of Heaven. He's actually got a very technical background. He had the most transcendent near-death experience. It was documented. Saw behind the veil that everything's rooted in love. But I'm just curious, how do you view what the nature of our reality is? And the reason it's important is this is the time of the great philosophers coming. And it's that time where we should be asking the big questions. Why are we here? Do we have a soul? Is there God? Is there heaven? And one of the things that I think is so exciting is, with abundance for everyone on the planet, that would feel like heaven on earth. Like, imagine abundance in Chad, like where they're suffering to just get stable electricity, clean water. And that would be the ultimate unifying moment for humanity if we cared about all of us in this way, where we recognize the divinity within us all and say, let's choose that. Let's not choose to use the most powerful technology we've manifested to continue to play this kind of power game where we're trying to create dominance over each other, this country versus that country or whatever else. So I think technology is going to force us to make that fateful choice. It'll be the most important choice in humanity's future. I mean, it is the choice.
I have a hard time to find the right words to reflect my emotion while I'm carefully listening your comment and your perspective of the AI world and near future. Because I want to repeat your comment that it is the great time for the philosopher. And I think lately I've been reading more about the philosopher, the books from like 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, and like Buddha, and how he commented. And recent, like the philosophers, like the reason is they did not have this, the AGI, AI, whatever technology we are talking about, even quantum physics. But what, again, this make human great, that they were in the pinnacle of the humanly possible meditating moment, right? They put the best effort to become like expert of the expert, to become a deep meditator. And then they saw what is the reality. And they had a comment such as, is that flower is me or am I the flower, right? Does flower exist? If I don't recognize or approve this, if I don't recognize as a flower, then will the flower exist in this planet, in this universe? And also, like, we in Eastern world, that where I grew up, that we often at the funeral, wise man says, like, don't cry for loss of your family, because this world, the time that we have in this planet, this time is a picnic, or we are just taking a nap. I know it's very poetic, but it's also like maybe makes sense. What is long enough, right? 100 years old is long. 50 years old is enough. Yes, I think 100 years old is much better than 50 years old, right? But that's a human calendar, human time. But if you think about this cosmos, universe, the timeline, then it is hard to actually comment which one is longer and shorter, because it's such a like, not I can't find any words like, then what are we, right?
All right.
So all these big questions that I have about soul, who are we? What makes us great? And what should we do while this AI can mimic what humans do well, and they do either equally good or perform better. For a lot of intellectual work, they actually perform quite good or even better and will become better. Then we need to redefine what makes human as a human. And my humble comment is, it's not about like, oh, we can perform this, make human great. And that's why I'm paying attention lately. What make like the feeling that is hard to describe, the feeling, the hard to digitize the experience exactly. I have a tremendous respect and love to you, Brad, for instance.
Oh,
how can I digitize that? How can I transfer that exact feeling to digital world that we created, the digital world, right? It's very difficult. And also the mixed feeling of for instance, my father who crossed over. The feeling, it is very difficult. Let me also give you another example of when I grew up in Korea. I'm sure it's the same in America too. Like every year there's a new classmate, and they don't tell us who is who, right? We figure once we finish our break, and then summer break, and we had a great time, summer break, and come back to school. Oh, I don't want to go back to school, but tomorrow is a new semester start, and I have a little like positive energy of like excitement. Because I'm curious about who is going to be my new classmate.
Right.
Remember?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And when we go to school, like and the nostalgic, the scenery, like, oh yeah. I've been away for 2 months, but now I'm back to school again. This door, this bathroom, the water, fountain water, usual, like I know this guy, that guy, my friend's buddy, and my new classmate, and just like feeling good about, nervous, right? And also exciting, and also like curious. It's all mixed. How would you describe this to AI? I think AI can actually will generate pretty good sentence and also literature out of that, but will they fully understand? I'm not trying to like find a way AI will never understand this, haha. It's not my intention. It's just like I'm even having a hard time to digitize that.
Yeah.
And how will they fully understand that?
Yeah.
So again, my intention is not like, oh, this only human exclusive, so we versus AI and machine. No.
Right.
But I do think that's a kind of clue that I have, that this kind of a curiosity. And as I have noticed, like we are having this very deep discussion about what make us beautiful and why we need to talk about the love and spirit. All that is a big topic for most of the human as they get aged, right? And it's common questions, and then it's very natural to have this conversation. And I think that's very powerful. And there is a clue. And the good thing that AI, AGI will also help us to think through.
Right.
As a quantum physics has helped to understand how we understand Buddhist world, like, and how beautiful it is that the Eastern, more than old enough than 2,000 years old, the philosophy, married to quantum physics, a lot of what they're saying is just makes sense, and seems like a lot of the scientists can also understand that, and they speak what Buddhist is speaking.
Right.
Like, that's like wow to me. And that gave me like the joy that I mentioned, that yes, we are in the generation is very fortunate, and could be unfortunate, but yes, fortunate that we may have a little better understanding than our former generation who didn't face this AI, AGI. Because they will help us to understand better about dark matters in universe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quantum physics.
Yeah. Dark energy. Yeah.
Dark energy, everything. And that will help us to understand better. And let me just have another comment that, as Carl Sagan said, maybe the universe, who created the universe, was curious to look at themselves, so they create a human.
Yes.
So we look at the sky and we put the effort to think about them and put the best effort of science or whatever, or spiritual, or meditate. But it all come to one.
Yeah.
They all come to one.
Yeah.
Either spiritual, religious people, deep meditator, or philosopher like you, entrepreneur like you, capitalist, they all come down to one. And now we look at the universe, the creator of us, and how wonderful it is. It's simply so beautiful.
It is. Yeah.
So maybe, and we may have finally we have a chance that we can actually have a better understanding than ever.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that was so beautifully said, and that's something that I don't think is discussed enough in this acceleration. Like the easy thing that's discussed is, wow, look at how much more productive we're getting, et cetera. The thing that's non-obvious is how much it's going to decode what makes us most human.
Correct.
We only know what 4% of the universe is made of. We call that matter. 96% we call dark energy and dark matter.
Correct.
You talked about quantum physics. We know that, the patriarchs of the field, like Max Planck, became more spiritual when they saw, like, we're all connected, and we know that quantum entanglement is real. Quantum computing doesn't work without it. So we're finding out that, and we know through Higgs boson that there's a field, right? So we're finding out that we all are connected. And I think that's incredibly beautiful. We're also finding out that our actual reality is rooted in love. And, that's why I wrote that science fiction novella I gave you, The Lattice. I wrote that and people, this is not a ploy to sell books. Like, people can get that book for free on this podcast if they just watch episode 27. It's actually a fun way because I read it and then decode it for people. But in The Lattice, the way I envisioned the years 2030 through 2085 playing out is that the protagonist, Dr. Alexander Bliss, who's a quantum chromodynamics physicist, which is origin of the universe, kind of quantum physics, that's the people at CERN, he has this audacious idea to hook up people on brain-computer interfaces and see the commonality between the spiritual masters, psychonauts, deep meditators, people who are glimpsing what the reality is. And he discovers this lattice, this connective force rooted in love that connects us all in the universe. And, that's another way to describe consciousness. But scientifically, it's proven in the year 2030. And that unites humanity in spirituality and science coming together. And as a result of that, we unite and have this unprecedented coordinated takeoff, realizing, oh my gosh, this is our actual reality. And for sure, the lattice is also a prayer for humanity. It's a hope. But it also could actually happen that way. It doesn't have to be so dark and dystopian.
I agree.
For us to get there.
This is why I'm a fan of your effort to creating this episode, and also we are talking about. Yes, there's enough conversation about how much AI can improve the efficiency of the work and also the productivity. I get that, but I think it's equally important that we need to talk about what about the consciousness and who we are and where we are going. I think it's very important to have this conversation right now while we are rapidly adopting the AI technology.
Yeah.
So you are absolutely correct. And I want to have two episodes I want to share. So recently I spoke with one of the leader of the engineer and product manager at the leading AI company that you can guess. And I had a very deep discussion and debate about what make a great AGI, and there was a very intellectual conversation, very much like Silicon Valley type conversation at Silicon Valley. But after 3 hours conversation, I dropped one question. So we were debating which mod is better, right? And how do they approach to build that better AI? And then I was just out of curiosity, what do you think about love? And that one question made pause and quiet and a little awkward, quietness, and they go, Saeju, why are you asking love out of sudden? We're all talking about how to make a better AI engine, all that. I know, and I just remind them, hey, I run the company, one of the largest, and we are using AI. We are one of the large clients of you too. So don't worry about it. And I have enough, my professional brain has been adopting, and we are thinking about it, how to use AI all the time. But I'm just curious as a human, brother. What about the love?
Yeah.
And they go love? And they go they struggle to answer that. Right. So I said, I'm not giving you a hard time.
Right.
What matters to your life? What matters to your life?
Yeah.
Are you looking for a love? And I said, yeah, absolutely. Oh, good. Let's talk about your family. Let's talk about your girlfriend and your wife. And then instantly the conversation, the energy has changed. Because there's no comparison which family has more love than my family. It's not like that.
Right.
It's not measurable. And then I question ourselves that I've been thinking about this. even so lately, when I visit my South Korea, I usually visit during the Christmas season. I met my mom and the family in South Korea, my sisters. And I had a very kind of awkward conversation. I said, I have to say something before I leave and return to the United States again. And what is about Saeju? Usual like dinner time, right? Family dinner time. Mm-hmm. I just want to say, I love you. Mm-hmm. And they all like laugh in a good way. Oh yeah, of course we love you, Saeju. But I said, no, I want to have a moment that I want to say I love you. Mm-hmm. Timeless, unconditional. Mm. And these words does not apply to human timeline and human dimension. Mm-hmm. I just say it. And I'm very privileged. I can say it live. And they were like so quiet. Mm. And they all cried. Mm. And I said, I mentioned why. I told them why I have to say it. Because like you said, Brad, that I am a believer the AI will give us more understanding about how this universe is constructed, and not everything, but will give us a better ideas.
Yeah.
And that will give us more like, oh, and also wow, and also like love, because we'll get close to the creator.
Yeah.
And that means we'll have a little better understanding about what made us and what make us and who we are.
Yeah.
Better understanding. I think that's a very natural question that we're supposed to think. And when we think about it, it's very sacred.
Yeah.
And it's somehow, when we think about that, always, somehow, the love arrives.
Yeah.
When we think about who we are in origin, then love comes.
Yeah.
I don't think people think about who am I and all that, and all of a sudden like some dark energy comes out of it.
Right.
When you get close to think about it, meditate, what make us and who we are.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gratitude and love. So I mentioned the two people in Silicon Valley who developed the latest AI model, and then that conversation changed completely the focus, and we stayed to have the conversation. And then a few days after, they contacted me and said, Sid, that was the most memorable, the moment, not the chasing the AI.
Right.
It was a moment, and it left a question to their life, which I appreciate, and we continue to discuss about that. That's number one. And number two episode I want to share that last year in 2025, honestly, I actually don't know why, but I had a vision that I wanted to put together the culture to invite people, because yes, we have a lot of access to watching seminar and podcast, all that, but people still try like travel, and they come and put the effort to get together and gather in offline, in real world.
Yeah.
Why? To get inspiration. Then why do they need the inspiration? Who are seeking for inspiration? Often they are looking for a better life, or they are building something. Often they are founders, or they are into startups, or they are creators, or like an artist. So I appreciate that. And I had a vision that what if I put together all these people into one place? And also because I'm Korean culture has been rising quite a lot in terms of food and K-pop and cosmetics, lifestyle. So I put together as a Korean culture-based South by Southwest event in New York City, Manhattan last year, and it was quite successful. Yeah. I named it KOOM Festival, KOOM. That means dream.
Yeah. And
I put together.
It is a dream come true.
Exactly. That was heavily inspired by Henley Crown Fellowship. So I joined Henley Crown Fellowship, and they taught me so much how to use the success to significance to impact. So last part, impact, is the mission and action oriented, like the leadership program, and I applied that, and the KOOM came to the world. So dream.
Yeah.
So I created it with 70 volunteers. The 70 volunteers.
All right.
Every individuals are often like founders, students, or working for big companies, and they came and they helped because they want to help the community, and that's beautiful.
Yeah.
By doing so, by actioning that, we were able to create a very positive, love energy among the group. Like 13,000 people came, and that crowd, incredible energy.
And that was the first year. 13,000
the
people
movement.
came. It's amazing. Yeah.
Thank you, brother. So I call that is one of the good example of what make human great. That we gather. We were not looking for world best something. We were looking for do something together and create a stage that we give a stage that people can speak about their story, either entrepreneur story or artist story, and we give our time to see their story. That was incredible community. And what make human great, comrade spirit, be together. And again, we create our stage that people can put together something from none to something, right? Yeah. So that's kind of like founder spirit, artist, and the love. Oh my God, I witnessed that was beautiful, and I became a believer and also optimistic person about this AR era that yes, we human will seek out this type of movement that we'll get together and we'll create a stage, the community, and people will cheer for, oh, you are doing great. What's your story? Let me take a look. What are you working on? Oh, wow. I think that's great. I think that make humanity alive and also boost the next level. Why? Because we can get the help from the AI, the abundance of the support from resource, and also very easy to build something with the support of the AI and robot. So that's the area that the time is coming soon. So because of that reason, I'm very optimistic overall.
It's beautiful to see your heart and do this with you. Huge congrats on KOOM, your Henry Crown project. As you know, Love Conquers Fear is my Henry Crown project. Data Dot World was my first, and ServiceNow bought the company on July 7th of last year, which is my divine number is 7. Special week because 7 times 2, 14. So here we are recording this on the week of the 14th anniversary of Bizarre Voices IPO. And I just want to tell you, I love you, and I'm just so honored to have you as a friend and as a real soul brother to me. And I appreciate you so much.
You've been a great mentor to me, and you only gave me the love.
Thank you.
And I cannot thank you enough.
Well, thank you.
I hope I can do good to your positive movement. And I'm trying to put together the good energy, community, and we plug in together. Yeah. I think that can also make the greater impact to the community and this planet. That's simply nice. I'm certain we'll learn a lot each other.
Well, and I will just say, don't ever underestimate the power of a question. And that question you ask that head of product could be a defining moment for AI, for this movement, and for their whole life. And so, you are a part of Love Conquers Fear. That is,
thank you.
That
I'm
is
honored.
Acting. And so, it takes enough of us asking questions like that, bringing intentionality like that, bringing love into our businesses, bringing love into AI to steer the ship towards the best outcome for humanity.
I agree. And I much agree that we lead with a love will impact on AI.
Yes.
Because they will correspond the way humans use AI and the way what we wish to have.
That's right.
And if it's more love versus fear, I believe the AI will evolve that path too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it will become a love more focused, rather fear focused.
Yeah.
It's like again, I often think about Star Wars. How would you like to use the Force? Maybe, if I may. Yeah. I'm still thinking a lot, but maybe universe may not judge what is right or wrong. Universe it's not they don't care. It's a human thinking that we think this is right, this is wrong. This is a good, this is evil. That's human thinking, I think. But universe is giving the opportunities, resources, dark matter, that what we don't even know.
Right.
and we'll have a hard time to understand. It may take like billion years, I don't know. But at least while we have a little access and a little decode, that's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And then how we put the right intentions and trying to understand consciousness and correspond, that way we can make an impact to AI.
Mm-hmm.
Whether we passively follow whatever AI will do, we have no choice. I think that's very dangerous thinking.
Right.
I'm not saying we can control it. Control is such a strong word. I think it's not a control. It's about like how we inspire
Mm-hmm.
and influence.
Yeah.
And that way we can coexist.
That's very beautifully said. And I think you're going to love the lattice because that's how it plays out.
Mm-hmm.
And we heal the earth, we create a healed jewel. And then as a result of that, we get access to the rest of the universe, which is so incomprehensibly infinite. As far as we know, there are hundreds of billions of galaxies. Just comprehending what a galaxy is is so hard to even comprehend. But yeah, I really appreciate your heart. Thank you so much, brother, for being a part of this. And thank you so much for our friendship. I just feel so honored to know you.
I don't mind. Think about from galaxy's perspective, like as you said very well. This is the way you could like told my mom and my wife and my son.
Yeah.
Think of how many billions of galaxies out there.
Yeah.
And I also explain again what that means, each galaxy.
Yeah.
So it's countless.
Yeah.
It's meaningless to count.
Yeah. Yeah.
And imagine, think about the chance
Yes.
we could meet
Yeah.
in this world, in this life, I can, what we call touch.
Yeah. That's right.
It's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, that's the future that awaits. We just have to choose it and guide the ship wisely. And the next 10 to 15 years are the most defining.
So thank you so much for today's session. That
Thank you.
Out of this art, you came to New York City and captured the moment, our beautiful hours to, have the moment to think about the future together. It's my absolute honor. And thank you so much for giving a love. Just
so you know, I knew it was all going to work out when you sent me the photo of the blizzard that hit, I think, on Monday. I was in D.C. and I just knew it was going to work out. And, then the train was completely perfectly on time from D.C. to New York City. I got to see a beautiful strings performance by a nonprofit that is funding artists coming into these spaces in D.C. So this has been a really beautiful week, and last night's dinner was amazing. So huge shout out to Alexa for hosting that.
Thank you very much. It's a beautiful moment.
All right, everybody, you saw Saeju's heart, and now you know exactly why I wanted to have him on Love Conquers Fear. Thank you so much for all the love you're sending my way. It happens multiple times a day now, and it's clear that people are having a heart shift and tuning in to different books that are recommended on the podcast. And that is the joy in doing this. It's going to take us all, Team Humanity, all the way. And don't underestimate the power of just one person out there listening to this, having a heart shift, and then the way that that can impact our whole future. So thank you. Thanks for being a part of this. Continue to share it if you feel so moved. I'm self-funding this. This is my love letter to humanity. And thank you so much.